What's up everyone, welcome to this video. Today we're gonna review the eFootball midweek update, and there is a new player that's added in the game. As you can see, it is George Best, and it is a all Manchester United pack this week. So we're gonna have a quick look at this, and then we're gonna look at the other stuff that's been added in this update. So George Best here, 104 rated. He has the special 30th anniversary card style. He's got momentum dribbling and phenomenal pass. I would say that's a little bit disappointing. I would have liked to see him with better skills, but he is high rated. 104 here is probably going to translate to 109 or 108 depending on which manager you have in the game. So he's not going to be the best in the game. You know, Messi is 110, Ibrahimovic is 110, and he's probably going to be like the third best player in the game. He's a George Best, but he's not the best. So let's have a look here at his heat map here. He can play as a right wing forward. He can play as a left wing forward and a second striker if you give him a position token. Prolific winger, his play style 175, 64 kilo, a small guy, 90 rated here with the booster, and stats that seem pretty decent. He's going to be very good in dribbling, very quick, decent in finishing, and he has very high weak foot accuracy here. And let's see here, ball carrying, second booster, pretty much anything goes offensively, whether it's ball carrying, technique, striker instinct, of course, all that is going to be good. I think he's a decent card, but not all that exceptional. And, if you have the 110 Messi as a right wing forward, then I don't necessarily think this guy is going to be worth it. He's a righty, Messi's a lefty, and he has the blitz curler, and we know how effective the blitz curler here is as a skill. All right, let's look at the player skills here. He's got double touch, flip flap, Marseille turn, cut behind and turn, soul control, momentum dribbling, long range curler, long range shooting, outside curler, and phenomenal pass. And so, like when you look at this, you would have liked to see him with the blitz curler and perhaps phenomenal finishing rather than momentum dribbling and phenomenal pass. Not sure exactly why phenomenal pass. His passing stats are not that high. He's in the mid 75s here. But what would you give this guy? I would give him for sure acrobatic finishing. I would give him the one-touch pass. I would give him the one-time shot. Then what else would you give him? He doesn't have pinpoint crossing. You should probably give him pinpoint crossing. And then what would you go for the last one? I guess it's going to depend on whether you want to use this guy as sort of a winger that's going to go on the side and then cross, or whether you want this guy maybe to have him as an inverted winger if you give him the position token on the left side, and then he can cut inside and then go for the shot. If you do that, perhaps you would want to give him something like a knuckle shot or something like that. Otherwise, a passing skill like weighted pass perhaps would be a good one. But, overall, I'm not all that impressed for this card. He has a lot of dribbling skills, but he's missing quite a few skills that would make him a lot better as an attacker. And I think the 110 Messi, the last Messi we saw here, the Ankara Messi, a much better card than this. So the next one here is Peter Schmeichel. And, we know he is one of the best, if not the best in the game. I think him, along with Petrocech, they are the best goalkeepers in this game. 90 rated here. As usual, Peter Schmeichel, absolutely solid. He's tall, he's strong, and he's got excellent stats. So let's see here, of course, booster, is going to be goalkeeping or saving. When it comes to the player skills here, he's missing the high punt. And then, if you want to give him additional skills, as usual, it would be fighting spirit, the one-touch pass, then a weighted pass, maybe a low-lofted pass, something like that, or through passing, depending on what you want to give him. But, the essential would be pretty much the fighting spirit. That's the one you want to give him, and of course the high punt. Let's see, then the last one here, Brian Robson. And this guy, even though he's not as high rated as the other two, he has a more interesting card here with very, very good skills. Visionary pass, one of the best skills for the midfielders, and blitz curler, which is interesting, not something that necessarily you would think would be good for a midfielder. It would have been better to have blitz curler on George Best and to have phenomenal pass on Brian Robson. He would have had visionary pass and phenomenal pass, and George Best would have had momentum dribbling and blitz curler. So, once again, they always do that. They always give the wrong skills to the wrong cards. And within a pack like this, they always do that. They give one skill to one that should be going to the other. So let's have a look at this Brian Robson card. Box-to-box midfielder. He can play pretty much everywhere in the midfield, even on the sides. 87 here with the booster. 35 levels, 175. So he's not really on the taller side. He's not really a big guy to play in the midfield, and that's going to be what the drawback of this card. When you have someone in front of you who's going to have Vieira, who's going to have Rodri or Rijkaard or Ruud Gullit, and you have Brian Robson 175, he's going to get bullied in the middle every single time. Booster here, as it is often the case for the midfielders, random booster should be good, whether it's offensive or defensive. It's not going to affect him that much. Let's see the player skills here. He's got long range curler, blitz curler, rising shot, long range shooting, one-time shot, through passing, visionary pass, track back blocker, fighting spirit. So he's missing key and crucial skills here in the midfield. Interception, man marking, sliding tackle, absolutely necessary for him. And then he doesn't have the one-touch pass, so that's another one that you should absolutely give him. And then, once it's like this and these cards are missing like 3 or 4 skills that are necessary, then, you're basically stuck giving these guys these skills, and then you can't really improve and customize the player the way you want it. So, you can see already it was a little bit promising, I guess, seeing that he had visionary pass, but now you can see that actually this card is going to have some weaknesses here. All right, so this pack, I would say, if you have Messi, the Ankara Messi, I wouldn't go for it. There is, for the first time here, there is a discount. As you can see, for the first 10 players, it's only 500 coins. So a 50% discount here, and so perhaps it's worth to do one spin and to see, do you get something or not. I think we're gonna do it. Let's try this one spin here. Let's see if we get something. We do get something. Let's see who is it going to be. Oh yeah, and it is George Best. All right, so you can see, I wouldn't have gone further than, the first one here for George Best. For I wouldn't have gone at the end of the pack, but, sometimes you get lucky, and here it's the case. I get George Best here on 500 coins, so definitely worth it. But I would say, don't go and clean out this pack. It is not worth it to go 150 player deep, but when you get the 50% discount here, yeah, maybe do one spin and you get lucky, and as we did here, maybe you can get the guy, the top guy in the pack. So let's have a quick look here at the worldwide player of the week, the new player of the week pack. We got Rafinha, Kubo, Sule. Guendouzi is now playing for Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, sorry. Interesting here. What do we have? Endrick with Olympique Lyonnais, scoring on his first game, I believe. Very interesting to see him living on a loan Real Madrid to go and get some play time. hoping to get him into the World Cup. Let's see, here do we have, that's pretty much it. The players that you would be interested here, I would say Rafinha, maybe Hendrik, because he's not going to stay at the OL for a long time, and maybe Kubo is going to be one interesting one. As usual, now these player of the week packs, they're not all that interesting anymore, considering the amount of epic cards that are released on a very, very often schedule here. So we still have the treasure link that is going on here. Complete the objectives and then you get some spins. I have 5 spins here. I'm going to continue doing them. I didn't get anybody so far, but Matthäus, Chiellini, Berbatov, Donadoni, and Bojan here. You definitely, I think Berbatov would be probably the most interesting. Chiellini, Matthäus, very solid players. Donadoni, Bojan, not all that great, but these 3 here, definitely people that you would love to have in your team for free on this treasure link. So what else is there here? That is pretty much it in terms of the players. Let's see the packs here. There's a new pack. It is Manchester United. And unlike this previous Arsenal pack and the other Barcelona pack that was released earlier, this Manchester United, because Ruben Amorim has been fired finally. I don't know why they waited this long to fire him, considering the result that he was getting. But there is no manager here on this Manchester United pack. It's only players. So unlike the Arsenal pack, which is 1,500 coins, this one is only 900. And for 900 coins, you get all these players. They all have a booster slot. I would say, don't get this pack unless you're a Manchester United fan and you absolutely want to have these players. These are not really worth it. They're not really that much better than highlight cards, and then you're going to spend boosters on them, and it's going to take precious boosters away from you that you could give to epic cards. So I would say stay away from that one too. So what else is new here in the eFootball points here? We have a new player, is Matteo Darmian, and you can get him for 5,000 eFootball points. What else we have still in the shop? There is, as usual, the avatar here of George Best. Here, we'll get this as well. And then you have still a random booster added, and as usual, there is nothing much different here from usual. So when it comes now to the new events, there's a set of new ones. You have the English Club, which is the theme here this week in both the AI and the PvP section. You have a partner club event here where you can get a booster, a position token, and a skill token. Then you have this legend event here when you can get an extra booster token. And PvP, as we said here, it is English clubs. As usual, you can get 3 skill tokens and 50 eFootball coins. Actually, let's go for the new campaign here. We didn't talk about that. It is right here. The 950 million downloads campaign. And, as it was the case last time, there was a gold ticket here. You can get a chance to get 1,000 eFootball coins. Of course, it's a lottery. It's very unlikely that you get it, but maybe you can get it. Last time, actually, I did get 1,000. You could get 3,000 at the most, but I got 1,000 eFootball coins. And then campaign objectives, if you log in every day and you do so for 15 days, you will get 300 eFootball coins. And when you think that, this George Best pack was only 500, then basically, you're going to get pretty much a spin for free. And as you saw, we got very lucky here getting Georgie Best on the first spin. But anyway, guys, that is it for everything that's new in this eFootball midweek update. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.
Hit me with that like, and sub to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell. Click that bit, alright. The algo recommends, for she gon' like. The algo knows you well. Hit me with that like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell.